Hey, what's up guys? My name is Ruben. This is Rattle Cam Restorations. Welcome back. With the Suzuki being gone and sold, that one being our first profit, first flip on YouTube, and my first flip of the year, I got my second purchase here. Here it is. It's a 2003 Toyota Camry LE. Beautiful, I know. Well, not yet, but it's going to be. And it needs a lot of work. We have suspension, we have paint, we have detailing interior. The car has it where it counts. It's got a good engine, it's got good transmission, and if you know anything about these Toyotas, the 2.4s had issues with burning oil. This one, amazingly, with 240,000 miles on it, does not burn any oil, doesn't smoke, the transmission shifts smoothly, the AC works. I mean, why wouldn't it? It's a Toyota. These cars have real amazing resale value. I KBB'd this one and it's still in its condition with its mileage is in between $3,500 to $5,200. So $4,000 minimum price range. And I don't think I'm gonna sell it for that much, but I am gonna definitely get it back in almost new condition. And we'll see if we can make some money off of it. You know, the Suzuki we made $1,000 bucks, so not bad. In depth with you guys and show you guys the whole process. There's a baseball game going on in the background. We're gonna get this back to the shop and see what's wrong with it, what the car needs. I've ordered a bunch of parts and they've already come in. Show you guys around the car so you guys can see what it looks like, what a 240,000 mile neglected, beat up, abandoned Toyota Camry looks like. So let's get into it. It does have 240,000 miles, but it is a Toyota, so it's reliable. It's got 2.4 that had a lot of issues with burning oil, and amazingly, this one doesn't burn any oil. It doesn't even smoke on startup. The transmission shifts smoothly. I mean, the AC works. It's honestly just ugly and just needs to be cleaned up. The suspension is horrible. It rattles like crazy, and it sounds like it's literally gonna fall apart. I'm literally scared that one of the wheels is gonna fall off while I'm driving this thing. So I'm not really trying to drive it at all, but we are going to take it to the shop and inspect it and see what it needs. I ordered a bunch of stuff already, and yeah, when I first got the car, I destroyed the ignition because it didn't have any keys. Buying it from a tow lot auction, you don't really get keys with the cars for some reason. Kind of weird. I don't know why that happens, but anyways, I destroyed the ignition. It's all broken apart, so I ordered that right away from Amazon. It was $36, came with 2 keys, and it's fairly easy to take it out. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that and replace it so we can actually start this thing. But I'm going to show you guys around the car, what it looks like on the outside, the inside, the engine bay, and then we'll go back and start tearing into it.
So as we can see here on the front end, we got a lot of clear coat peeling on the hood. Fenders and doors look okay. Some more clear coat peeling here on the back end of the car. We got a small dent right there at the bottom of the trunk, and a small dent right there on the rear quarter panel. Some faded paint on the doors, and pretty much overall the whole car is straight. It's not too bad, but we are gonna have to address the paint, take care of that with some touch up. I've ordered some paint for the car. It's all OEM colors. So as you can see here, the tires as well are pretty worn. They have like no tread, more clear coat peeling. The interior is really, really dirty. As you can see, the carpets are destroyed. I'm gonna have to pull the carpets out and power wash them. The seats are stained, the seat belts. I mean, it's going to need a complete detail. This back carpet you can't even see because it's so dirty. There's so many stains. It's pretty bad. Headliner sagging, but we're going to address that with some, hopefully, quality materials like suede or something. I don't know. I might do something cool with that. This back door handle, well, the doors were locked, so I couldn't get in, but that back door handle is broken.
So, yeah, that's what I did in order to start the car. But I did order a new ignition from Amazon for $36, and we're going to install that. Let me show you guys something that's crazy though. Oh, sorry. Let's see here. Look at that. 240,000 miles. But the AC works. It starts up perfectly fine. If I can get the key in the little hole. Oh yeah, it's got an exhaust leak. And of course it does. Why wouldn't it? It's a Toyota with 240,000 miles. But the AC is nice and cold, and with it being 1,000 degrees here in Colorado today, I am very appreciative of that. So this thing rides horribly, and it's honestly pretty scary to drive. I feel like the tires are gonna fall off at any moment. But I would take a video and show you guys what it sounds like, but I mean, you guys, you know, just imagine what a car that sounds like it's falling apart sounds like, and that's what this one sounds like. So that should give you a pretty good idea. But I'm gonna start driving and head back to the garage so we can work on it, and so I'm gonna stop filming. But anyways, this is it, man. We got our work cut out for us. This is gonna be interesting. Very, very, very interesting. All right, we're back and we're in the garage now. I'm gonna go ahead and start inspecting the car and seeing what it needs. And I figured, I don't know when the last time the oil was changed on this thing, so I think we could start with a quick oil change, something simple. 2.4 VVTi 16 valve. These things take 530, but I know this has high mileage and these were on sale at O'Reilly's, so we're gonna go with this stuff. And I did buy a bunch of filters for this car from Rock Auto for like $2 a piece. And I think I bought 3 filters because I'm gonna try and give it like at least 3 oil changes before I decide to sell it. That way we can kind of clean the motor out a little bit. I know the brakes are probably bad, and I'm gonna go ahead and lift the car up, pull the wheels off. We're gonna take a look at the suspension and the brakes because this car makes a ton of noise. And while that's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the drain plug and drain the oil. And let me show you guys what it looks like. Come on. Here it is. Our ignition over there is broken, but it's pretty easy. It's got these rounded off bolts that there's a clamp that holds on to it. It's right here. It's got this clamp that goes over the top, and then these are actually got like a nut on the top where you can screw it, but the factory puts one where it's just like a round nub. I've seen where you can chisel it off. There's tons of different ways. I think what I'm gonna do is the chisel method. That doesn't work. I feel like I can saw some lines into them and grind them off, and if that doesn't work, we'll just take a grinder to the whole thing and just cut it off. That way we're not wasting our time. Oh, and also this thing has a nasty exhaust leak. I already went ahead and got this thing a couple weeks ago at the junkyard. I think it was like $8. It has the flex pipe, and that's what's leaking on this car. Just gotta pop these little covers off. Go to the other side and do it. All it takes is a little screwdriver. And we'll go ahead and bust these loose. Well then. Wow. These are on really tight. Ah. All right. Wowzers. Let's get a little bit of leverage. These always work. And we'll just slip this over the end here. All right. Tight. 1, 2,
3, 4, and number 5. All right, so I already took a look underneath and checked out the jacking point, and of course the pinch welds are all bent. I don't know why people do that, but I bought these on Amazon for 20 bucks. It came with one of these and 2 for the jack stands. They have a little wedge cut in there. Put them on top of your jack. It goes around the pinch weld. On these cars, on the Toyotas, it actually has a little arrow right there, and it points to a spot where it has the most strength for you to actually lift the vehicle. So that's where we are going to lift from, and we'll get some jack stands under there and get them up in the air. I'm going to try and lift it to where I can get the front wheel and the back wheel up off the ground. That just makes it easier to set the jack stands. And I think that's it. All right, the car is now in the air. And as you can see, there's a little arrow right there. And I have the jack stand right there. And then this one, I just have on this frame rail. And then the jack for added security. So now let's zip the wheels on this side and the rear off, and we will inspect it. Once I get the wheels off, we'll go underneath and pull the drain plug, drain some oil. All right, the wheels are off. Let's see what we got here. And brake pads don't look too bad. But they can definitely be changed. So we'll go ahead and change those out. We also grease these. Yeah, these struts are destroyed. These rubber mounts are destroyed. And let's see. Oh yeah. That is destroyed. And there's tons of play in that. And I did order some new end links. So we got those coming. And let's check out these. Those sway bar bushings look pretty worn out. Oops, where did my light go? I think I got new sway bar bushings coming, but look at that. That control arm is done. You can see the bushing there has ripped out, and that's where a lot of the clunking noise is coming from. But I did get some new control arms, so we should be able to get that off. And they do have new ball joints. Let's just take a look at that. Ball joint doesn't look too bad. CV axle looks good. This engine mount looks okay. We got some grease there. I don't know what that's from. But it might be from the engine mount. I'm not sure if these are filled. These are oil filled or not. I think this boot comes off. Anyways, I didn't get a mount, or I didn't order any at least. Let's take a look under there. Don't see anything. What else do we see under here? Everything else looks okay. So far, we are going to have a new strut, new brake pads, rotors. There's no lip on them. Well, actually, there's a little bit of a lip on the back side and the front, but there's plenty of meat left on those, so we'll be fine. So far, we got strut, end link, brakes, and lower control arms, and the sway bar bushings. So Shouldn't be too bad. And then this is where it's leaking. You can actually see the marks right there where it's leaking from. And it sounds horrible. This is the automatic trans, and I did order a new gasket and filter for the trans, so we'll be doing a trans service as well. That oil pan looks like it's leaking, so at some point I will go ahead and drop it. I think I'll do that when I do the exhaust, and that way we can take care of that leak. But I see the filter over there, so let's go ahead and pull that drain plug and drain this oil out. 14mm wrench on the drain plug. Ooh, that's on there pretty good. I need some leverage. And this is really hard to do with a phone in my hand. Oh god. Yeah, let me put this down. Broke it loose. Oh god. Well, that's not good. Why are you getting tight? Hopefully this isn't coming out with threads, because that would not be good. Oh, there it is. Oh, a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. That's why we put a cardboard down. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the oil once it's fully drained. Let's get this filter off. I got this handy dandy tool here to get it off. So I'll go ahead and put this down and take care of that. Busted the filter loose. Screw it the rest of the way. I don't want to get a bunch of oil on my hands or make a huge mess. And there it is. Really disgusting. Wow. This thing's been leaking oil for quite some time. And if I had to guess, it looks like it's not just the oil pan that's leaking. It might be the oil filter adapter. So hopefully that's not the case. But anyways, rest of the oil draining out. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up with some brake cleaner. Drop some oil in it, put everything back up, and we'll be done. Got a new crush washer on the drain plug, and it's going back in. Oil is pretty much drained. And I want to make sure this thing's not going to be going in. It doesn't feel good, but why? There we go. Okay, well, it's going in kind of tight. I don't know why, but I think it'll be okay. Put that on and let me grab the filter. Got ourselves a nice MicroGuard filter. And peel this plastic cap off. Grab a little bit of this oil and lube up the seal before we screw it back on. And I usually like to just clean the area around there just in case there's any debris or anything. Can't really see that good, but I just like to wipe it down around, make sure no dirt or crud gets in the way of a good contact. And a lot of people will say that you have to lube up the or fill the oil filter with oil before it goes in. And honestly, I don't ever really do that, and I've never had a problem, so we're just going to go ahead and do it this way. And then it says to contact, and then do it 3/4 of a turn. So that is a little bit more, and we're good. And we'll spray it down with some brake clean, clean our area, wipe it down, and we'll go up top and fill it up. All right, well, it's not perfectly clean, but it's a lot cleaner than it was, so I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up the oil, and once we're done with all this, I'm going to start spraying the suspension down with WD-40 and getting it ready for the suspension parts tomorrow, because I'm pretty tired today. Had a long day with my kids, and it's been like 1,000 degrees out here in Colorado today, and I don't want to work on this thing anymore. So I'll get it ready for tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll continue. But I'm gonna go ahead and top this thing off with oil, and we're done for the day. So after doing a full inspection on the car, we need a lot of stuff to replace. There's a lot of destroyed parts on this car. It rides like crap, so I ordered all new strips, ordered a front end rebuild kit from Amazon for 80 bucks. I'll leave a link down in the description box for these parts. They were really cheap. I ordered paint for the body. I ordered the actual OEM factory paint. If you look in the door jam, you can get the factory paint code and order it online. I will leave a link in the description for that, the company that I use as well. And we're gonna do a full interior detail because the seats, the carpet, the headliner are destroyed. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with the headliner yet, if I'm gonna replace it with some cheap fabric, maybe some suede, I don't know. Just, you know, something to make it look better, because it's disgusting. The inside is just, it's gross. It smells really bad. The ignition is broken and falling apart because when I went to pick up the car, it didn't have keys, so I basically stole it. I just destroyed the whole ignition, broke it all off completely, and now you can start the car with a screwdriver. So we need to fix that so the car doesn't get stolen. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do on this car. I'm excited, I'm ready. I love doing this kind of stuff. This is basically what I live for. So we're gonna take this pile of junk and turn it into hopefully what it was like back in 2003 to pick this up off the lot. And I'm excited to show you guys the transformation on this one. It's gonna be night and day. It's gonna be a lot of work, but I feel like we can get it done within at least 2 weeks. So stay tuned for the next 2 weeks. I'll be dropping videos on everything that we do to the car, and then of course once we sell it, we'll see how much profit we make, and then we'll move on to the next one. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, share, and get out there and work on something.